What a crazy, crazy season. And Manchester City are back in business, and they're just around the corner. And as I go into this January transfer window, I go with some trepidation, because once again, we have 11 players wanted by bigger teams. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to the Liberty Stadium in Swansea, and if you are a first-time visitor, then why not subscribe, like, watch and comment. Help us to grow and help us to support all that good stuff that you can see scrolling above. And it has been a very, very topsy-turvy season. And we had gone top of the Premier League, but we have just been knocked off our perch again recently. And it is Chelsea who are still top of the Premier League. They have 44 from 19. We have 42 from 19. But as you can see, Manchester City are back in business, and they're just around the corner. And they are 3 points behind us from 19, and everything now looks to play for, and there's very little between the top 7 teams, and this might be one of the more closely fought Premier Leagues since we've been running this series. And so today we have a game against 7th place Fulham, a game that normally I would say that we should win comfortably, but Fulham are doing very, very well. They are deservedly in 7th place, and we're going to have to play very, very well to beat them, especially as we are suffering. We're very tired again, and for some reason the players are just not functioning as I would like them to. But having said that, it's been very, very successful, and our run has been very, very good. They're just not playing as well as they could be at the moment. But there is some bad news as we go into the January transfer window. We've got terrible, terrible problems. We have 11 players, I think, wanted. We have Buongiorno, Pobega, Shortire, Vitinha, Osimhen. Theet wants to be sold. He's definitely going at some point. Cambiasso, Karacha, Etim, Broja, Markovsky, J. Davis, Adisio, they are all wanted players. Bulgarello also wanted. So it's around about 11 or 12 players who are wanted by bigger clubs, and keeping hold of these players is becoming harder and harder and harder to do, and it's like an absolute nightmare. And so I'm guessing that we are going to lose 2 or 3 of them in this January transfer window. But on the good news front, we have made an offer for Arturo Hernandez. He is currently at Chivas. He is an 18-year-old forward, and we'll probably train him up as a complete forward on support. He looks like he could become a very, very good player. He's only 18, and he's got very nice attributes as they are at the moment. He could become a world-class forward if we develop him right. However, he does want to go out on loan. Should he sign for us, he does want to go out on loan, and that could be a problem, as if we look at the squad happiness, if we look at the dynamics and the squad happiness, you can see this column of people who are dissatisfied with my management of the team, and they do feel that we are lacking depth up front, and that is a cause of concern. This is why I brought him in, but unfortunately he may want to go out on loan, and that's not going to help in terms of appeasing the squad's general unhappiness. We also do need to find a central defender. Once Theet is sold, we will need to find a central defender. We've got about 8 million left. and that's not going to be enough. So we'll see what we're able to bring in with Theet, and then we'll have to find a replacement for him. And then it's going to be replaced like for like with whoever else goes out through the door, and get as much money as we can for them. So it's going to be a very difficult transfer window, but right now we have a game to play, and if we look at what has happened in the schedule since you were last here. When you were last here, we had those two horrible 3-1 defeats, Bayern Munich and Chelsea. And then we did bounce back. We beat Tottenham by 3-2 at home. And then 10-0 against Ludogorets in the Champions League Group A. An absolute thrashing. And Watford was next up. Away at Watford, we went away and beat them 4-1 before a very nice 2-0 victory at home to Leeds. West Ham was a bit of a letdown. We lost it away at West Ham by 3-1. But we did follow that with a 3-1 victory away at Utrecht in the Champions League in the last group game, and that left us in second place based on the head-to-head. We had a better goal difference than Bayern, but based on the head-to-head, Bayern Munich topped the group, and not the ideal thing to happen, and that has given us a home trip in the first leg of the first round knockout stage against Roma. Could have been a worse draw, but we will have to play well because they are a very, very good team. And after Utrecht, we played at home to Bournemouth and absolutely thrashed Bournemouth by 5-1. A hat-trick for Vitinha in that game. And then we followed that up with the Carabao Cup quarter-final away at Arsenal. And we edged that one just about by 3-2 in a very, very close encounter. That has set us up with a semi-final against Newcastle, which we could win, and then we will play either Sunderland or Leicester in the final. So if any year we do have a chance of winning the Carabao Cup, this is it. And so following that win against Arsenal, we then played Everton at home in the Premier League and won just about by 2-1, and followed that with a 4-0 victory at home to Leicester. And then we had to play against Manchester United. We were at this stage top of the league, but went to Manchester United hopeful of a result. And it was Swansea who made the better start, and Florian Wirtz at the back post headed in Buongiorno's flick to make it 1-0. But minutes later, Manchester United were level, too much space, and they were 1-1. And Manchester United then went on to dominate the first half. We weren't in the game at all, and Rashford burst through and made it 2-1. And we were already on the decline at this point. United were all over us, and it was Rashford again who managed to find space again to make it 3-1. And I think at that point I realised it was probably game over. We did come back into the game in the second half, created lots of chances, but unfortunately we were only able to get one goal back when Wirtz got his second of the game. Final score 3-2 to United. And so we had lost to Manchester United by 3-2, and that meant that we were off the top of the league again, and Chelsea had gone back to the top. And meanwhile, Manchester City have been sneaking up on everybody, and so now it is one of the closest Premier League seasons I think we're going to see since we took over, and anything could happen. But we have a game to play against Fulham. So I would say let's go and play and see what happens this week. And so the team for today is Costa in goal, Timber, Kosumu, Buongiorno and Mendes at the back, with Pobega, Shortire and Wirtz in midfield. Osimhen, Denner and Vitinha will make up the front three. It is a slightly weakened team. We've had to rest Kem Karacha and one or two other players, and so it is a slightly weakened team, But hopefully we can get a result here against Fulham. We're going to go out, we're going to be aggressive. They're not the bravest, most aggressive team, and I think that's the way forward with Fulham, and we'll have to see what happens. But I'm pretty sure that we can get a result against them. But FM's not playing the game this season, and all teams seem to be struggling to get results. So we'll do well to actually, I'm going to say, just for a change, I want to see solid play out there today. I want you to dominate the game, and I want us to win comfortably against Fulham, and maintain our challenge at the top, and be worth keeping an eye on on how the others are going, because nobody is really dominating. And West Ham have gone on to the top of the league at the moment. So again, it is such a topsy-turvy season this. Anybody could actually win this. And here is Buongiorno, and it looks to me like he's going to be dispossessed, but he passes it all the way back to Costa. Costa finds Kasumu. Buongiorno, slowly. This is how we play. Patient build-up, waiting for an opportunity, and looks like we're trying to bring Fulham on. And here is Pobega. They do play a very high press, Fulham, and it's good to bring them on. It might create some space. And here is Vitinha finds Timber inside on the underlap. He finds Mendes going down the left, and there's a ball into the middle, and Vitinha has scored. They are appealing for offside, but I think that's going to be given, and we are a goal up. Patient build up, lovely football. Timber's pass to Mendes. Mendes was in acres of space down there, and Vitinha in the middle rattled it in and nearly took the net off the back of the posts there. And it is Fulham 0, Swansea 1. That's a perfect start. We have gone to the top of the table now. It's been that kind of season. We don't know where we're going to end up at the end of today, but we are ahead at the top. We're ahead in the game, and we do have a free kick. And I suspect it might be Denner over the free kick. It is Denner over the free kick, and he just lofts it gently, and that's easily saved by the goalkeeper. And we are putting pressure on Fulham, and they're struggling to deal with our press. As Denner looks back for Mendes, and here is Denner. Denner's in, and he should have scored. He should have made it 2-0, and that would have eased my nerves a little bit. But it still remains Fulham 0, Swansea 1. We have had by far the better of the game. Fulham were 12 shots to 1. Fulham have not been in the match, but that doesn't mean that they can't get into the match. We do need that second goal. As Mendes was having a good game down that left as attacking fullback, he gets a low cross into the box, and that was another chance, and we do need to put one of these away. It is a bit worrying now as Wirtz bursts into the box, and he fires his shot tamely at the goalkeeper. And yeah, it is getting a bit of a worry now. We do need to be putting one of these chances away, as Fulham have dropped out of the top 7. They've gone into 8th, and Manchester United have gone above them. And I know it's just like coming up to Christmas, and we have scored. And Kosunu has made it Fulham 0, Swansea 2. It is so nice to be with you guys and to be in the lead in a football match. Last episode, still on my mind, those two horrible 3-1 defeats. And it is nice to be 2-0 up now and top of the league, and having something nice to report instead of the doom and gloom that we have got used to. It is early on, and things are changing every day in the Premier League at the moment. Well done on controlling possession. That's just what I'm going to tell them. And get out, do some more. Really control this game. We are controlling it. And I wonder if things will settle down after Christmas and there will be less changes going on in the Premier League, and teams will start to dominate. But it has been a very crazy, topsy-turvy. And here come Fulham, and Fulham are in. And that's a warning for us that we do need to take them seriously. I might have to actually shout at them and say I want more. get your act together, boys. This is not good enough, type of thing. But we are still controlling the game. We are still 2-0 up. And it will be interesting to see the other results and what's going on in the other games. But there's a long ball forward, and here is Wirtz, who's becoming a very good member of this squad, and he's robbed, and Bowen fires it back to the West Ham goalkeeper, the Fulham goalkeeper. There's a long kick upfield. It's easily taken down by Pobega. I'm going to tell him to ease off the tackles. He's on a yellow card, which is a bit worrying. Shortire also is on a yellow card, and we'll just tell him as well to ease off the tackles. Keep yourself out of trouble. And at the end of this highlight, I might actually just tell them all to stay on their feet. We don't need to be diving into tackles now. And there's a lovely ball over the top, and Timber, who's also on a yellow card, he looks inside for Vitinha. Vitinha has a chance, and he puts it into the side netting, and it remains Fulham 0, Swansea 2, and we are going to tell them to stay on the feet now. We don't want anybody getting sent off. We have enough problems going on. So the aggressive style has worked. We're not in any threat at the moment, and so we just need to just calm down a little bit now and just build from the back as we've been doing, nice and patiently. And here is Costa to Buongiorno, and that is a long ball up the field when the short passing fell through, and we have won the loose ball. And here is Shortire, he finds Osimhen to Denner, looking for Osimhen again, but it's broken down. And Fulham fire a long ball up the field, but there's no one there at the end of it except Buongiorno. And so we can just calm it down again. And here is Shortire to Cosimu. Here's Buongiorno looking to bring it forward. He finds Cosimu. Lovely ball back to Buongiorno. And here is Mendes. He's looking for Osimhen, and Osimhen has found Wirtz in space, and it is 3-0. And that surely is it. Florian Wirtz has burst into the box and made it 3-0. And surely now that is the end of the match. We do have a couple of tired players, and it may be time to take off Mendes. I'm going to give Leverington a game. And we are going to... I'm not quite sure what went on there. Who else is tired? Cosimu is tired. I will bring on Arthur Theet. We'll swap those two over. And we have Osimhen, who is tired, so I will bring on Raven, who had a good game a few weeks ago when he last played. And... we'll just see this game out. Get some fresh legs on the pitch. Just see this game out. It is 3-0. There are just 20 minutes to go, and we should be able to see this game out from here. But here is Bowen. He's always been a thorn in our feet, and that was hit the post, and we've got away with one there. Bowen has always been a great player in FM. He's always scored against us wherever he's been, West Ham or Fulham. But today we've kept him quiet. And it does look as if the game is coming to a very timid close. Nothing much is happening. And hopefully that is it. We are waiting for the final whistle. And it looks like it is. Fulham 0, Swansea 3. It's a fantastic victory. They are a good team, Fulham. But we have done very, very well. And we shall see what the table looks like now. We are on top of the table. But Manchester City have won again. They've beaten Aston Villa. And as you can see now, Manchester City are up to 4th. And West Ham have drawn with Chelsea, so they are still there or thereabouts. And it is very, very tight at the top of the Premier League. But as we go into January, we can feel very, very happy because we are top of the league. We have to do the negotiations for this Hernandez guy. He's not going to cost us much. We don't have much to worry about in that respect. And so things are going on nicely, and we will go into the January transfer window now. We have some very big games coming up in the cup competitions, especially the Caribou Cup, because if we can beat Newcastle, then we will be in the final with a very, very good chance of winning the final. But what I think I'll do is play through January, and we'll come back maybe for a double header. Aston Villa in the Premier League and the first leg of Roma in the Champions League. We'll also have news of what happened in the transfer window. And so that's it for this episode. It's nice to have a win this time after the dreadful events of last episode. It's nice to come away from Fulham with a 3-0 victory. And if you are new to the channel, then why not subscribe, like, watch and comment. Help the channel to grow and help us to support the very worthwhile cause you can see scrolling about somewhere up there. And all that remains to say, from a very, very happy Liberty Stadium, back on top of the Premier League, but it's very, very close up there at the top. We will see you all after the January transfer window, and we will be back for a double header of Aston Villa and Roma. We will see you all in the next episode.